Today's episode of The Walk Show is brought to you in part by Rock Sparrow. Rock Sparrow brings artists and brands to life through quality merchandise. They help entrepreneurs, artists, and brands with online merch solutions, taking the guesswork out of merchandising your brand by managing your every need, and all with real people. Speaking of real people, I've known the creators of Rock Sparrow for years, and I can tell you firsthand, these people genuinely care about what they do for their clients and their community. There's even a store there set up for The Walk Show. Check out what they're up to at rocksparrow.ca. If you want to join up like I did, send them an email at info@rocksparrow.ca. And if you want to check out my Rock Sparrow merch, it's at The Walk Show. That's WOK.rocksparrow.ca. Again, that's thewalkshow.rocksparrow.ca. In any case, if you want to help out The Walk Show, please let them know that I sent you. Howdy, folks. Welcome to The Walk Show. Podcasting on all major platforms and broadcasting on Hypernova Radio. Thank you for listening. Be sure to follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Blue Sky. And if you want to support the show with your dollars, you can subscribe over on Patreon for $5 a month. I'm Derek Prince-Cox, and I hope you're all keeping well. First off, I got to send a shout out to Always ABBA. I got to mix this ABBA tribute last weekend in Cambridge, and they were absolutely incredible. Check them out on the socials, and definitely go see them live. They get around quite a lot. Ton of fun, unbelievably good musicians, and a fantastic tribute to the source material. A couple of the guys are in Helix as well. Anyway, great people, great tribute. Can't say enough. I also got to keep time for Casey Lee and his Checkered Past since I put out my last episode. Always a good time getting out with those guys. All of my live dates and sound tech gigs are available at derekprincecox.com. I reached out to you on the Walk Show socials to ask you what your most irrational fear is. And here's what you had to say.
Now it's time to check that mail. I'm gonna check that mail good. Check that mail.
From John McGonigal of Jam VP. Hey, brother. John says, don't want to say it in case it's used against me, but it's spiders. Small spiders, don't care. I actually love the little jumping spiders. But as soon as a spider is bigger than a toonie, I'm out, or I'm finding a mallet / flamethrower / napalm, or a napalm-filled hammer that shoots fire, whichever I find first. Yeah, good call. I don't really like spiders either, John. And for anyone out there that's listening not Canadian, a toonie is a $2 coin, and it's a little bit bigger than an American quarter. From Ben Garbud of Absolute Bedlam. Hey, duder. Ben says, emptying the plug hole in the bathtub and thinking a hand is going to pull me in. Ben, this might be one of the most terrifying things I've ever heard, dude. I hope you're well. From Ryan Forsyth of Glasgow Grin. Hey, broski. Ryan says, emetophobia, and I hope I'm saying that right. I'm deathly afraid of puking. I have a handle on it now, but 15 years ago it ruined my life for a while. Go team. From Bob Stan of Rolodex Darko. Hey, buddy. Bob says, having a mega dump and doing a courtesy flush only to flush my intestines down the toilet. Not even joking, I've been scared of flushing my intestines down the toilet since I was a wee child. From the lizard people, howdy. They say someone assaulting me while on the crapper. Wow, lots of toilet-related fear out there. If I'm being honest, I had a similar fear when I was a kid, but for some reason it was a vampire that wanted to pull me into the toilet. I have no idea why. I guess I watched a lot of Monster Squad. As always, thank you for your participation. If you aren't writing in and you want to get in on the action, when you see a listener question pop up on the Walk Show socials, leave your answer in the comments or email them to thewalkshow@gmail.com. On that note, Let's do today's double feature preacher.
The Double Feature Preacher is brought to you by Planet Bean Coffee.
Woo, that is a tasty f***ing brew.
And by The Walk Show.
Today's music feature is Please Leave by Toronto's own 16 Scandals. Please Leave is spelled P-L-S-L-V-E, and it dropped April 1st on all streaming platforms. It's a catchy, perfectly produced punk-infused rock anthem. If you haven't heard 16 Scandals before, do yourself a favor and take a dive into their discography. It's great stuff. Big thanks to friend of the show, Jonathan Sohn of Cartridge Heart, for sending me this track. You can support 16 Scandals and Cartridge Heart by checking out cartridgeheart.com/artists/16-scandals, and be sure to give them both a follow on the socials. Today's Planet Bean feature is their light Sumatran single origin roast. From the Indonesian island of Sumatra, this is a delicious roast with strawberry acidity, a juicy body, and a cocoa finish. It's a lot less bold than many of the Planet Bean coffees I've tried so far, but it still has the complexity and sophistication that sets Planet Bean apart from its competitors. Planet Bean Coffee is Guelph's coffee company, having roasted fair trade and organic coffee since 1997. Check out what they're up to, get a list of locations and a list of vendors at planetbeancoffee.com. Most importantly, support Planet Bean with your dollars. You'll be glad you did. Oh, and when you do, if you want to help out the Walk Show, please let them know that I sent you.
Stick around to the end of the podcast to hear the full song from today's Double Feature Preacher artist.
Hey, speaking of Cartridge Heart, I wanted to issue a correction for something I got wrong in the last episode of Big Things Coming Soon. John from Cartridge Heart wrote in about an upcoming EP from the Super Voids, and it's actually called Dirt Up to My Knees, not Wild Things. John did send that to me, but it was after I recorded the episode, so my apologies to John, Cartridge Heart, and the Super Voids. For this episode, I had a conversation with another Brit. It's the British invasion here on the Walk Show this month. I talked with Jay Kelly of the new Serpents. Jay's a great dude, really funny guy, and it was a lot of fun getting to know him. We did have some internet issues, so I apologize in advance for that, but we had a great chat, and I hope you dig it. So let's get into it. And we are rolling here today with Jay Kelly of the new Serpents. Thanks for making time for the show today, man.
All right. I got here at last. I'm here.
No, it's funny, man. I mean, we tried to get this chat going for a while now, and I bungled it every time. So first up, I did want to offer you an on-the-record apology for that, man.
That's fine. It's a bloody time difference, Time difference just rolls everything up.
Totally. And I thought that was kind of funny because, like, the last time, so to the listeners, the last time Jay and I were supposed to talk, he messaged me it was like 11 a.m. and he's like, okay, I'm good to go. And I thought, well, I thought I had him scheduled for 4 p.m., but then I found out he's from the UK. So it was 4 p.m. where he lives.
You're both right.
yeah, exactly. Not only are we always in our time machine here because we're not live to air, we're also in our time machine because sometimes guests are from different parts of the world. So it's actually very cool that you're from the UK, because my last guest on the show was from the UK. So I'm going to pull kind of a you know Dave from Canada thing here. But my last guest was Ben Garbutt of Absolute Bedlam podcast. And I'm just wondering if you're familiar with Ben or Absolute Bedlam.
I'm not yet, but I will look them up. I'm going to do it right after this now.
Sweet.
I'll go and search it.
Yeah, he's a damn good man. And yeah, I have not yet had a month on the Walk Show where I've had two guests from the UK. I think ever in 1 month. So yeah, that's we're making records.
There you go. It's history.
Totally, man.
History making.
It's a bit of my own little British invasion here on the Walk Show. Yeah. How is
It's like the 60s all over again.
Yeah, exactly. How is the British music scene these days?
Well, if you talk about the charts and stuff, it's a lot of you Americans and American people have come over and taken it over, like we did in the 60s in America. But, it's music I'm really into. It's not been a lot of, not what charts anyway. It's like, However, a couple of years ago, Arctic Monkeys did have a #1 album and so did Noel Gallagher. So that tiny little bits of glimmers of hope are in there.
Yeah.
The rest of it is,
Well, I mean, they blew up for a while, right? Like certainly here. Now I'm just about an hour west of Toronto. So I'm up in Canada and they were huge here too. So I mean I feel like it was a global takeover.
Yeah. Lucky people, eh? Very lucky. Think of all that money.
Yeah, really. So I just got through naming a new band. I got to say, I hate the entire process. And it seems like 99% of anything that I came up with, at least, was either taken or just not very good. So you landed on a fantastic band name. So I'm just wondering, how did you come up with that? And how was it not already taken?
I know. I was like, well, I'll tell you how I came up with it. It's quite boring. So, but you asked for it. So it was quite a few years ago. And I was watching a television program on Netflix. I know, there's a new sponsor for you, maybe, on Netflix. And it was Riverdale. It was quite good. It's quite good, but it's stopped now. And they had a biker gang in there, a gang of bikers called the Serpents. And they had these lovely leather jackets with a serpent on the back. And I just wanted one of the jackets, to be honest. I mean, I was like, that's a good idea for a band name. Looked it up and there's like some heavy metal bands and stuff called that. So I was like, right, let's put the word new in there. And that's it. Just to make it not copyright. And that will do. And it makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't. But there's a couple of other names, I can't remember them now, that were thrown around at one point and they were not as good, I don't think, in the long run. I couldn't have made such a good logo. I'm proud of the logo.
Oh, it's a fantastic logo, and it looks great on the T-shirt, and it's a great name, and it's one of those names where you look at it and you go like, how the hell was that not taken? Because it seems like everything you come up with where you're like, oh, that might be cool, and then Google it, taken, right?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's really annoying. I had like what was it? I can't remember it now. I should have wrote this down. I probably have somewhere. Another name was floated about at one point, and I found out there was like 4 bands called it. I was like, oh, no. That can go away.
Yeah, it's such a tedious process. It's funny. I'll talk with a few guests about stuff like that, and particularly like the guests with cool band names, because I always want to know how you came up with it. But it's, it's just one of those things, man. It's like it's necessary for any band or even business, really. Like, no matter what you're doing, you got to put a name to it. And I just cannot stand the process. It's brutal.
Oh, no. It is. It's annoying. It takes longer than writing the song.
Well, exactly, yeah. Because, I mean, it's sort of the thing you got to hang your hat on, right? But then you kind of tell yourself, like, yeah, but there's a band called Korn, you know? Like...
Oh, yeah. Like, some weird band names around. It's like, what was it? It was one that I saw online. It was at a festival, and it just sounded like someone's like grocery list. It's like made into it's like, who's going to... It's like about 6 words long. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
I bet it's at a festival.
It's wild, man. I think of a band like And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead or something like that. And it's, I mean, they had their time in the sun too. They blew up quite big, but it's, you kind of wonder, like, how the hell is a name like that even the least bit marketable? But I guess if you become a household name, it doesn't really matter, right?
I know, it's just, imagine a t-shirt, it would be like a bloody book on the back of it. It'd be like the credits of a movie.
You could only sell your shirt to really fat guys.
Yeah, that's it. Just get extra, extra, extra large. That's the only shirts. Imagine putting on a kid's t-shirt. It'd be like, what?
It's like not even half of the name. Whereabouts in England are you from, man?
I'm down south, down in Dorset, Bournemouth way, and so we're like for Americans and everybody else, it'd be like we're 100 miles south of London because everyone knows London. That's it. London is the only place.
Well, yeah, I know. That's sort of our ignorance, man. And I mean, in Canada, we're just as bad as Americans with stuff across the pond, where it's like we always kind of make fun of Americans where they don't know anything above their own border. But yeah, we're pretty much in the same boat when it comes to other countries. So, you know, we shouldn't be letting ourselves off the hook. But yeah, I know. I always say, like, when I'm talking to somebody from a different country, like, you know, I'm an hour west of Toronto because I feel like, you know, people know what Toronto is.
Yeah.
Well, that, and you can always tell. So here's how you can tell if it's a Canadian. If they say Toronto, Canadian. If they say Toronto, not Canadian.
American.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the American people, the invaders.
Yeah.
Look them over the border.
Just over pronunciate, which is, I guess, how I would pronounce it if I didn't live here. But anyway,
yeah.
I guess that's neither here nor there. But it reminds me, I think. My friend Ben Garbutt of Absolute Bedlam is south as well. So, again, I'll go back to the "Do you know Dave from Canada" thing. But yeah, it would be great for you two to link up because I feel like, you know, he's always looking for guests on his podcast too, and it's a great show. And I think he has the visual aspect of it. So, for me, I record everything via video chat, but I only record the audio.
Yeah, it's easier, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
one less thing to edit.
It's a lot easier. Yeah, it takes out the whole visual component. But I mean, it's just nice to see who you're talking to. You know, so I'd rather at least record it that way.
It's weird. It'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Sorry, what's that? I feel like there's a bit of lag going on.
Yeah. I say if it's just like, you know, a phone call or something, it would be like, you know, it's not the same, is it? You know?
Yeah, I've definitely done those before, and you know, like they work. But yeah. I mean, visual is just, it's just a little bit easier to record the episode, especially when it's, you know, there's a little bit of internet lag or something like, you know, I can move away from my mic to kind of signal that I'm done talking, you know, like something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask the question that a lot of musicians give me some side eye for this, but I have to ask just for the listener's sake. For anyone out there in listener land that has not heard you, how would you describe your sound?
Side eye music. It's rockish. We're going to make more rocky songs and more faster songs. It's kind of like oh my god, my bandmates are going to hate me for this. It's going to be, they don't mind the first part, Beatley with, and this is a bit they're going to hate, a bit of Oasis put in there.
Okay.
They'll hate me for saying, they'll hate me about, oh no, they like it really, they just don't want to admit it. But something like that. So it's like all my songs, for instance, the ones I write, they're all going to be slightly rip-offs. No, I didn't say that. Slightly rip-offs of a John Lennon or a Noel Gallagher song. It's going to be in there somewhere. Influences. I'm going to say that instead. Not rip-off, influence.
You know, it's a fine line though sometimes, and I think it's important for musicians to kind of admit where they come from at least, or recognize their influences, because well, I don't know. I mean, I think the old cliche really is true, where you kind of put your influences in the blender and kind of see what happens. But even just for like analytical purposes, I think it's important to understand where you come from.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you're going to bring out a song that is very much a Beatley style song, people are going to say, oh, they stole it. They've stolen this, they've stolen that. So you might as well say it first.
It's like if you make fun of yourself. Yeah, totally. If you make fun of yourself first, then they can't make fun of you, right?
That's it. That's all you can do. It's just, I'm getting in before them.
Are there any bands, and you brought up Oasis, so maybe this is the band, but are there any bands or artists that you love but your bandmates can't stand?
Well, Oasis. I like Oasis. I don't know what else, really. There's some music they might like, but it's more like punky sort of stuff. I don't hate it, I just don't listen to it as much, you know? Or like, so Kate Bush. I'm not a huge fan of Kate Bush or music like that. So, you know, to me, that is that is like what they feel like Oasis. That's how I feel about about that. It's just like, you know. But Oasis bringing in a lot more money. Let's look how much money they're bringing in with this tour.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Now, and there's always been that huge debate about Oasis where a lot of people kind of felt like they were knocking off the Beatles, and other people strongly felt otherwise, and some people thought they were, but they liked it, and other people didn't so much. Like, what are your thoughts on the sort of Beatles-Oasis connection? Is there one, or are we just making that up?
I think there is one, but I think it's been blown out of proportion. But they admit they do it, so they're not like they're lying about stuff, but they're just doing what everybody else has done at some point, yet they've done it a bit more blatantly. You know, they've come out and said, here it is. Other people are like, oh, they've taken a bit from a Beatles song, haven't they? And people are saying, oh, no. But, you know, Oasis, yeah, we stole it. Yeah, we done this. And people get annoyed. But if you like Beatle music and you think Oasis sound like the Beatles, then why don't you like Oasis? It's mind-bending.
Yeah, I always felt that way too, particularly, you know, with a band like the Beatles that obviously they aren't around anymore. So at that point, it's kind of more carrying the torch, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, surely, I'll take it on from Oasis. Oasis can take it from the Beatles. We'll take it from Oasis. We'll just keep it going. We'll make the same amount of money. Make it big. Make the money.
Exactly. And yeah, I felt that way about, what's that band? There's that band that sounds identical to Led Zeppelin, or at very least the singer sounds exactly like Robert Plant. Greta Von Fleet.
Oh yeah.
And they came out and people kind of went, oh my God, they sound like Zeppelin. And I was like, cool, they sound like Zeppelin. Like, that's, that worked out. Zeppelin seemed to work out well for everyone. So maybe a little more of that could be a good thing.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's a weird thing they come up with, isn't it, people? It's like, oh no, one person doesn't like someone, so therefore everyone's got to jump on it. Like,
it's wild, dude. I almost can't go on the internet anymore. Like, I don't know. I like to think that I have thick skin, but I don't, man. So I see people dogpiling on even just an artist that I like, and I, you know, I feel hurt for them. You know?
Yeah. Especially on like Twitter and stuff, or X, or whatever it's called now. You know, on there, people are brutal, aren't they? They're just for the sake of it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's like, and there's almost money in it now. I mean, if clicks and follows are currency, which they kind of are, because they lead to, you know, subscriptions on Patreon and all, you know, they maybe, you know, sponsors and stuff like that. It almost pays to be an asshole these days. It's wild.
Yeah. I don't like it. It annoys me. I always say, keep away from arseholes.
Yeah.
Keep away from them.
I think that's a very good rule to live by, man. It's funny, particularly with X, dude. You're right. It's a toilet, but you know, I'm on it for my business and for the podcast and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't spend any time on X because I know I'd go crazy if I did. Well, I don't know about you. So in Canada, I guess the only time I ever really do spend time on X is if I want to read the news, because on Facebook we're not allowed to have like news in or at least Canadian. No, actually, we're not allowed to have any news on Facebook. So for some reason, X you can.
Oh, news. Yeah, I don't know. You probably want people to argue more on X. Is it news or is it fake news? It could be fake news.
I know, right? Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Come on.
And then it turns into anything I disagree with is fake news. Like, it's... ugh. Anyway, I don't know how we got down the X rabbit hole, but, you know, it's... nothing's really off topic here, but it's funny how you just kind of gravitate towards stuff like that, because it's such a huge part of society, right? Is just social media.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to stop calling it Twitter. It's Twitter. Come on, we all know it's there. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we're we have one baseball team in the MLB, the Toronto Blue Jays, and they play at I don't even know. I think it's called Rogers Center now, but I'm old, so it was called the Sky Dome when it was first built, and I'm always going to call it the Sky Dome, right? So it's just one of those things, like with Twitter. Yeah, it's always going to be Twitter.
You're used to it, aren't you? You're used to it by that point.
Yeah, exactly. So do you have that? So if you were to hop on Facebook right now, would you be able to look up BBC or no?
I think yes, but you can't always comment on stuff. They turn the comments off on some posts and stuff like that. Or they hide the comments. You can comment on it, but they hide some of the comments because it puts something on there about food, some sort of food, and somehow it turns into like a race issue, and there's people having a go at. Oh my god, it's I don't know what it is. It's some sort of fish and chips, and they're having a thing where you wouldn't get this if you were bringing in some sort of coloured skin and people's countries to come from. What's it got? It's a fish and chips, man. They're talking about the best fish and chips up in England. It's, heavy, is it? Come on.
Yeah, it's wild. I honestly feel like more people need to have real conversations with real people. I mean, honestly, just doing this show has saved my sanity big time, man. And just, being a musician that gets around a lot. Like I talk to a lot of people, man. And honestly, it's kind of a lost art. Like I feel like people are so used to, doing the keyboard warrior thing. And these are people that damn well they would never talk to somebody like that if they were in person. So I wonder if just more human conversation is the answer. Yeah,
it's that. Because you've got like WhatsApp, you've got Messenger, you've got all the texts and stuff, each other anytime they want, reply whatever time. And because of it, people are messaging each other more, but people aren't having actual conversations. Like, you're not stopping and saying, even if it's messaging, no one's saying, let's put an hour aside and have a conversation. No one does it. And they wonder, why aren't people opening up about stuff? Because people are too lazy.
Yeah. Well, it's to the point where, like, the phone rings and it's almost like an antisocial part of society where I feel like when I was a kid, the phone would ring. Now, I was born in the 80s, so I came up with 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And if the phone rang, like, you would dive over people to get it. Get the phone! The phone's ringing! And now it's like the phone rings and people just get this sour look on their face. Oh, God, the phone's ringing.
Yeah.
It's just quite a change.
It's like, who's calling me? What? No one calls me. It shocks you, like, what's wrong? Someone's calling me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's just, it's such a difference, and I think about that a lot. Just like, get the phone. Oh my God. Like, just race into the phone. All for a telemarketer. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe telemarketers ruined phones for everybody.
It probably did. People are like, oh no, not them again. But
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right though. It's people do not text the same way that they converse. It's just not the same. And in some ways, that's great because you can be more succinct, or you can, sort of plan out what you want to say rather than just shooting from the hip. But I think in terms of a human connection thing, sometimes you got to shoot from the hip and say something really stupid and then be like, you know what, Jay, that was really stupid and I apologize.
Yeah. If it's stupid, but I'm very clever. No. But, it's like, the thing is that I do sarcasm a bit too much, but you can't always get sarcasm out on a text. It just comes out over as being a bit of a knob, And people are like, what do you mean by that? Oh, it's sarcasm. It's sarcasm. So I got to, afterwards, right, sarcastically. And that takes sarcasm from it.
Dude, that's so funny. And I guess they tried to mitigate that by bringing emojis into the mix, but now it's just, I don't know. I'm too old for emojis. I can't do it.
It's like, you put an emoji on something, you think, wait, is it a sarcastic laugh or is it an actual laugh? Is that a pain? Is it a happy? What is it,
Yeah, well, yeah. Are they rolling their eyes because of something I said or because of something they said? Are they being self-deprecating? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like after a message, if someone puts down the word etc., at the end of a message, you're like, oh, you're pissed off with me. That seems to think, if there's a word etc., the little dot, you're like, oh, why are you annoyed now?
It happens with everyone. Like sometimes it'll happen with my wife and I, where she'll text me something super succinct, and I'll be like, "Are you? Did I do something? Are you mad?" And she's like, "No, I'm just Just getting to the point, like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Here's an argument coming.
Yeah, I feel like it's something I could talk about forever because it drives me insane. But, I guess Jay and I can really only spend so much time saving the world to the listeners, just trying to correct society. So maybe we'll move on to some music. And yeah, if you think that was pompous or I'm a dick for saying that, send your hate mail to thewalkshow@gmail.com. We are going to spin your single Rotten Meat at the end of the episode. Where did that single, where did the name come from? What's it all about?
Oh no, it's a politics again. Oh no, it's come up. Well, something, I'm going to put this into more code, so you don't get cancelled and I don't get. Something happened in autumn of last year that I think a lot of people were shocked happened, because it should never have happened a second time. And, my mate and I, we would talk about it. I said, we got to write a song about it. And then he just said, this person is like a bit of rotten meat. He's just like a piece of rotten meat. And I was like, right. So I wrote the song and I recorded it, and it was all done in about 2 days. So we did that, and then it took forever to actually get it out. So it ended up coming out beginning of this year. What kind of missed the boat on what it was about, but I think people get an idea. But it was about English people as well. So it's not just someone, it's loads of people, but he was the start of it,
Making rotten meat great again.
That's it, we're making it great. We're doing wonderful things with rotten meat. We're making it meaty and oh so rotten.
Yeah, and that's definitely a phenomenon that's has spread worldwide. I mean, it's not just south of our border. Yeah, it is what it is. And you know what? I could go down that rabbit hole, but maybe I'm going to sidestep it too. When does the single, or when did it come out rather? Because it's already out.
Yes, it came out. Oh, let me go back in my head a bit. I think it came out in February. I think it was February. I'm pretty sure end of February, because it was just after a big celebration happened.
A big
So we
inauguration. Celebration.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was around that sort of time. That wasn't intentional.
Where did you record it?
I recorded it here, where you're seeing me now, up in my room, up in the world famous Beatle room. I've got like a nice mic, expensive mics, and all the nice software and stuff. So, record on my lonesome.
Wow,
it gets very warm up here.
That's impressive, though. You recorded like all the instrumentation, all the vocals, everything yourself, and mixed and all that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, mostly. Yeah, we do it all. We do it from our home studios, and then put it together. Keep sending it back and forward. It takes forever, and then it gets out there in the end.
So everyone has their own home studio, and you kind of bounce files back and forth. Is that?
That is it. That's it. That's the way we do it now. But it's easier. There's too much distance between us all the time, So it's like, let's do it this way. Try and get it moving quickly. And I'm the quickest. And they don't mind me saying that. I'm the quickest. I work very quickly. I'm not saying it's the best, but I'm saying it's quick.
Well, what's the saying? Good, cheap, fast, pick two? Something like that.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it almost sounds like more of like a COVID approach to doing things. Like, I know I was in a band during COVID. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of bands broke up during the pandemic. I actually started one, and that's how we did it. We all had home studios, so we just did everything and file shared. And our drummer was an excellent audio engineer, so thankfully he was able to do all the rest for us.
That's clever. And we're not excellent audio people. We just keep, oh no, there's a mistake. Oh, there's a mistake back for, It takes forever to balance, so that's what drives me up the wall. It's the finishing part of it, The song is done quite quickly. The rest of it drags on and on and on and on. I'm over it by the time it comes out.
I know that. I mean, that's, I feel like no matter who you are or how fast you work, I mean, particularly in the times when more labels were involved, because you'd have to get like the green light from the label, and then you'd have to get it mastered, and then you'd have to get the artwork done, and blah, 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 blah. And by the time it finally comes out, you're so sick of it that you're not even excited.
Exactly, that's the problem. It's like, I want to do it as quick as I can, you know? Instant karma. Record it straight away and put out like a week later, whatever it was. That's what you want, something like that.
Exactly. Are you doing anything DI, or are you miking your amps?
I got like a nice, what is it, Behringer audio do it through that. Sometimes we mic it up, but most of the time it's through that now because it's just easier. I can put a couple of plugins on it, you know.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and it's amazing how good that stuff is now. Like, I know for years I was very anti-DI and amp modeler, but eventually I just ended up buying one of those Line 6 Helixes because I play with, and I'm a drummer by trade, but I play with so many great guitar players that just tour in a backpack. They put that amp modeler floorboard in their backpack, they get on a flight, and they go.
Yeah. It's much easier, but I do like, as you see, the big old amps. I do like them. They're just cool to have.
100%. Yeah, I'm looking at a 100 watt, I think 120 watt maybe, PV5150 that I'll never get rid of. And I don't know that I'll ever use it again, but I'll never get rid of it either, right?
You can't turn it up all the way in a proper house anyway. Like, you know,
yeah, exactly.
Our house attached to the neighbour's house. It'd be like, you know, complain if we do.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need is more complaining. There's already too much of that. And, you know, we covered that on Facebook and Twitter and all that crap. But we certainly don't need it in real life. Come on.
No, exactly. Just beat me and my guitar. Leave them alone.
What I might do at this point is take the quick commercial break, show some love to the sponsors, but we will be right back right after this. Today's episode of The Walk Show is brought to you in part by Jam Spots. Established in 1989, that's over 30 years, Jam Spots has provided safe and accessible spaces for musicians to create and collaborate. They have hourly, weekly, and monthly rentals to suit your needs. And here's the thing, these rooms rent out at artist-friendly rates. Cause let's face it, we can't all be John Bon Jovi. The best part about Jam Spots is its rich history in the Guelph music scene. It truly is a big part of the local scene and even has a music community within itself. And I should know, almost every band I've ever been a part of has had a room with Jam Spots. That's a ton of rehearsals, photo shoots, and even a music video we shot there with Arise and Ruin. If you're looking for a space within our music community, check out jamspots.com. That's JAMSPOTS.com. Jam Spots. Make some noise! Hey, business owners, wouldn't it be cool if I was taking this time to talk about your product or service? I've enjoyed building relationships with some very cool companies since I started this thing, and I am looking to expand the Walk Show family. I work with some great sponsors, and I've sponsored events through the podcast, so I do understand how valuable time and resources can be. If you have any interest or questions about working with the show, hit me up at thewalkshow@gmail.com. Again, that's thewalkshow, WOK, @gmail.com. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's get back to the show. And we are back, and yeah, I wanted to spend some more time talking about the single and maybe more of kind of the nuts and bolts of it. You mentioned you recorded it at home, and everyone has their home studios, does the file sharing. I think that's super cool. So I have to ask, do you have like drums do a click track, or like do you program drums? Like, how does that work?
Well, what happens is we take it around, we record the song first, and the drums go off last. So we send all the finished song off, and then the drums get added afterwards because it's easier. Otherwise, I can't do it the other way around. For some reason, I can't record it the other way around. We tried it, and it just fell completely flat. It was like, right, we're recording everything, the drums come on afterwards.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, as a drummer, I love that because, like, if I had a finished track to get to play on, that would be fantastic as opposed to a ghost track of guitars and a click track. But, yeah. And actually, I've heard a few bands do it that way, and I always found it fascinating because I always did it the reverse, right?
Yeah, the normal way.
No, there's definitely something to that, though, right? And again, as a drummer, I feel like you might play with more feel if you had the full song mixed and ready to rock by the time it got to you. Yeah,
it's maybe a bit more like live feeling.
Definitely,
perhaps.
Yeah, because you're not. It's a little less ones and twos, and and just a little more vibe, right? I think that's awesome. Is it going to be a part of it?
I find it really hard to. Sorry, I find it really hard to mix drums.
You find it hard to mix drums?
Yeah, I have to do it first.
Yeah.
If it's afterwards, it's fine, but if it's first.
The biggest problem with mixing drums is there's just so much bleed, right? Like your snare mic's going to get all your cymbals, and your cymbal mics are going to get, all your snares and toms, and you can try to get surgical with it, or you can just sort of embrace it. I mean, so overheads, a lot of people think of them as cymbal mics, but I mean, they're literally called overheads because they're supposed to get the overhead projection of the drum kit, right? Which includes snare, toms, kick drum.
Yeah.
It's, I think it's an easier way to mix.
Hard to mix.
But, yeah, man. Is it going to be part of an EP or maybe a full-length album? Anything like that?
Well, that one was 2 songs on that one, and they both came out as a double single. It wasn't like an EP, really. It was more a double single just because we had 2 songs to throw out there. And I can't remember the second song now. Oh, God. I tried songs. But, our songs, if anyone's listening, our songs. But, yeah. But I said, I don't want to do an album until we got quite a large following because, we're going to put a lot of long time. There'll be a lot of back and forth. And I want it actually to do something. I don't want it just to sit there stewing, on a back burner of Spotify. I want it to actually do something. When we put out like 10 songs at once or whatever, it's got to do something. It's got to be worth the blood, sweat, and the tears and the frustration and the swearing.
Yeah, exactly. And I get that for sure. If you were to do the full length, do you think it would be... So some people do what they call the waterfall release, where they just drop singles until they have enough for a full length album, and then they put that out as the album. Would you do that, or would you have like 10, 12 brand new songs previously not heard?
Oh no, they'd all be new. Every single one of them would be brand new. I think they would have to be. Well, for me anyway, because otherwise you'd be like, oh, well, these have got better than that one, and this studio sounds better than that one, or whatever. This one's come on from here, I want it to sound better. Oh, and keep getting better. Well, make music great again.
There we go. Are you much of a gear nerd, or will you pretty much make do with whatever's in front of you at the time?
Well, I got a few good pedals. I like the box amps and the Fender amps. I suppose you call that gear. I got a nice interface and all that. I had to get a new computer monitor to actually do better music. And it comes, that's my problem. I have 33 of them. That's an issue.
33 what, sorry?
Guitars.
Oh, wow. Damn. That's crazy, man. Do you have a favorite guitar?
I like the Casino sort of shapes, Epiphone Casino hollow body electric guitars. They're the most comfortable to play, but I haven't got a favourite actual one. Plus all the other ones will get mad at me and, the strings will break if I say that I'm not my favourite.
They'll turn on you?
They will. They'll all turn on me. They're all living. They look at me. If I don't play them for a while, they look at me like, what have I done wrong?
So that's why you practice so much, eh? You don't want the takeover of the guitars.
Yeah, they come on and hit me. Keep whacking, their whammy bars at me. That sounds bad.
So for the yeah, that's a whole different podcast, man. That's the Walk Show After Dark.
Keep it
up. So for those hollow bodies, I love hollow bodies, but I always find I can't get them to calm down when you put distortion on them. Do you get a lot of crazy feedback, or have you had to deal with that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you put it onto some of the pedals, and it just makes strangest noises. But if you want to do "I Am the Walrus," the Beatles song, that just adds to it. It makes it sound absolutely crazy. I did that up here a few weeks ago on a Riviera, and I had like 8 pedals going at the same time, and it was like crazy. It's a strange sound, but a good sound, But it sounded crazy.
That's awesome. And there's some Beatles stuff definitely that's super heavy, man. That I don't think. Well, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't really consider it heavy, but it is. It's super intense, man. I mean, the end of "I Want You."
Oh yeah,
one of the heaviest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. I could only imagine that with just layers of distortion.
Yeah, I mean that is. What else is there? Helter Skelter.
Yes.
That's pretty out there. What else is there? There is one called "Yeah Blues."
Yeah,
Blues or something.
On the White album. Right?
That one is. Yeah, that one. They did one, a live version, where it was Eric Clapton, John Lennon. I can't remember the other people. Oh, like a super group. And Mac. And they did it was a wonderful live version of it. It's on YouTube.
I gotta check that
out. That really
out.
is out there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite
have a look.
songs for sure, man, is "Your Blues."
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. What else? There's quite a few, and you're like, oh, that wasn't like even though it's like a silly sort of song, "Birthday," It was on the White Album as well. People were, it was like, that's a silly song, but there's quite a lot of going on in that one,
Absolutely. I mean, that was the beauty of the Beatles, is they were, super intense while being kind of tongue in cheek at the same time. They played that juxtaposition very well.
Yeah, it's like, what were we? It was it was in London. That was it. How can I forget this? I was seeing Paul McCartney live last time. Letting Go, not Let It Go from Frozen. Letting Go from Wings.
Oh,
and he played that one, and that one was really crazy. It's got like his guitar solo stuff all the way through it. Basically, it's like,
Yeah, well, Wings is another one where just incredible band, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta ask
people
you.
Like, all the.
Well, what's your favorite Beatles album?
Oh, favorite Beatles album. Mm-hmm. I don't have a favourite, but I would say the White Album. I don't know why. I've always answered that. It hasn't even got the best songs on it. It's got some good songs, but yeah. I don't know. It depends. I have got 4 copies of Sgt. Pepper on vinyl. And I don't know why. I don't know why I have, but I have. So you would think I would say that, but it depends on my mood.
Yeah,
what I'm wanting to play.
I'm the same way, man. I bounce around kind of between like everything from Revolver on, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Please Please Me and stuff. It was a great first album, but then when you can compare it to like Rubber Soul, Revolver onwards, it's like you don't realise how simple they're good. They're good simple songs, but they're a lot simpler. And all of a sudden, they just like they started smoking weed or whatever, and then it just jumped, it's, much better than any other ahead, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh, I agree. They definitely got better as they went, and drugs almost definitely had a lot to do with that, right? So,
yeah, they were lucky. They were very lucky with it. A lot of bands, they do the drugs, and it goes weird, it goes bad, it goes, they just improved. It's like, wow, okay, take them.
It is unbelievable. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Most bands go completely the other way. And I mean, they definitely got weird, but it was really good.
Yeah, it was artistically weird. Even some of the Yoko Ono music isn't too bad because of John's guitar on it. If you take her off of it, just listen to the guitar. It's quite good.
It's funny. I was listening to a podcast where this guy was just ranting and raving about how awesome Yoko Ono is, and I had never heard that take before. I thought, wow, that's it's almost like he's just trying to be contrarian or something. But no, I think he just really, really liked Yoko Ono.
I mean, but I think people are like, oh, I hate it. It's the worst I've ever heard. Worst. Well, it's not really singing, is it? It's just what it is. Yoko is what she is, Well, so how you can particularly say it's good or bad, it's just what it is.
Yeah, I think that's the argument this guy was trying to make, was like, if you just look at her body of work as just another form of art, because she was an artist, then it's a lot more palatable, I guess.
Just don't put it in the Johns and ruin the song,
Yeah, exactly. Do you have, now you don't have a favorite guitar, and I realize they're all out to get you, but do you have a favorite piece of gear in general?
A favorite piece of gear? Well, because I use it most, I have to have my audio interface, my Behringer, whatever it is. What is it? It's a UMC 40 4H. I don't know what any of that means. It's just letters and numbers.
Just a Behringer audio interface, then.
Yeah, basically, but it's like it's got 4 channels in it, and I mean I use it every day, so that's got to be my favorite, hasn't it? It's the most used. Yeah.
Well, a good interface. I mean, you need it nowadays, right? I mean, even just doing this podcast, I use a Scarlett 18i20, which is probably overkill, but it works. Apologies to the listeners. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. I guess that's kind of what happens when you're having a conversation across the pond. But something tells me if we weren't recording this, it would have been totally fine. It's just because we're recording it. Maybe my interface is out to get me.
It probably is. It's like my guitars. They're out to get us.
Yeah, man.
What's happening?
I don't know what I have to do. Do I got to buy it some flowers or something?
Buy it some chocolates as well. Chocolates and flowers. It needs it all.
There we go.
And give it a polish.
Yeah. Bloody gear. Anyway, so it looks like you're streaming everywhere, and you're on YouTube. Is there a Bandcamp site or anywhere people can buy your music?
But we have got a CD. I should have this here. I should have had these all around me. We have got a CD of our EP that came out last August. What is for sale? It's for sale on our website. What is in the link tree on on Instagram, or people can just write to us on Instagram and say, here's some money. We want one of your CDs, and we'll send them one. We'll send them all. You want to buy them all? I'll send them all. I don't care. You can burn them.
Might be a volume discount
hate it, then buy Yeah, if someone hates it and they think, I know someone who hates that music, buy it. Buy one and ruin their day. I don't care. You can throw them in a skip.
The beauty of CDs, too, is they make excellent frisbees.
Yeah, that's it. People buy it and play with it. Don't have to play it. I don't mind. I don't mind if you listen to it. I'm over the songs by now. I'm over them. So just give us some money. We'll buy more guitar strings. We're all good.
Beautiful. I noticed you're on a site called Buy Me a Coffee. And I'm intrigued because I just put myself up on Patreon. Is it kind of like Patreon? Like same idea?
Yeah, it is. If people like it, go on £3, £5 or whatever, and they send it over to you, then you get it. You can withdraw it, and it's like, I think you've got to have £15 or something, or £20 before you can take the money out. And we've had it up there, and we've made £12.50. I'm still waiting to take it out so we can buy that coffee.
Wow.
Making a big bucks here.
Well, is it one of those things where you offer like music or anything for or for the donation, or is it just strictly a donation site?
It's just donations, like a tip. Like, you like us, give us some money. Prove it. Prove it. Put your money where your mouth.
Yeah, put your money where your ears are. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
When did the band come together?
I started thinking about. Well, I'm going to tell you a long story now, so be prepared. It's going to ramble. Your show is going to go for too long now. So it was 2019. I was very ill. I nearly died. In 2019, and I was like, whilst I was laying in bed recuperating, I was like, I want to do more music. I want to actually do something now. I want to get going. And then in the end of 2019, me and Ben, who's in the band with me, he does a lot of stuff. He and me started talking, and I was like, right, I want him. I want him in the band. He lives 3 hours away, but I want him in the band. What didn't make any sense, really. And then 2021, it got its name. It started moving slowly. And then 2023, we released the first original song. We done covers up until then. And then it's slowly been mounting, very slowly, like 1 follower a week. Hey, I told you, we're making it big here. We're making it huge.
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, I mean, the slow organic build.
Right? Yeah, it's getting there. It's just like, come on, a few more people would be nice. Like, just add a 0 to the end. Of the amount of people that follow us, and it's a bit more palatable.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all, it's always good to get into the origin story, because I find sometimes, and I don't know if you've ever felt this way about the band, but I know just doing the podcast for so many years, sometimes you just don't want to do it. You kind of have to look back at where you came from and the progress you've made and go like, yeah, it is worth actually doing, but sometimes you wonder, right?
Yeah, some days you just get a bit pissed off, like, oh, things aren't coming out right, it's not working. I'm getting 2 likes on something that's taken, 10 hours to do. So it's like, but then you're like, well, you've got to keep on doing. What are you going to do otherwise? You've got to keep on keeping on.
Well, and you got to just adopt the lifestyle. I mean, you just kind of have to do it, right? It's like, people always say things like, if you're looking for love, you're going to find it when you're not looking for it, right? But it's sort of something similar to musicianship there, where like, you're going to get the opportunities because you're just kind of out there doing it every day, not expecting anything to happen, right? It's just that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Kind of rinse, repeat, and then one day something cool happens, and then it kind of snowballs.
Yeah, it's like last year I was thinking about, where can we play? And it's hard to get places to play and all that. And then one day I was talking to a bloke I know who works at the Cavern Club in Liverpool. And I was like, right, I'm going to ask him, can we play at Liverpool? Yeah, all right. I was like, what? What? We're playing at the Cavern Club? I was expecting him to say no. He's a good guy. But I was still thinking, I'm not going to allow that. They're going to, why would they? Why would they let you, And I got there, and now I want to go back. Once wasn't enough. I want more. Once you get it, it's like a drug. Once you get the Cavern Club.
Well, exactly. And I mean, do you find it's something like imposter syndrome sets in, where you're just like, why am I getting to do this?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, when you're up there, I'm not, I'm not worthy of a Cavern Club. And afterwards, like, wait, that didn't actually happen. But when you're on there, like, yeah, I'm a Beatle now. I'm on the Cavern Club stage, and I'm a Beatle. I'm supposed to be here. And the minute you get off, you're like, was I actually up there? What was it?
Yeah.
It's all over.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, obviously, such an iconic venue. It's got to be pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah,
I just did something in the States. So there's a place called the Whiskey A Go Go in Los Angeles. That's
lovely.
Famous for. Yeah, I mean, the Doors played there. Everybody played there. And when you get on that stage, you kind of like. You get chills, man. You're just like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. Like, do I deserve to be here? Like, this is crazy.
I bet you want to go back now, don't you? You want to be back on that stage.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, I will say I've only played 3 gigs this year as a drummer, and 2 of them were on that stage. So it's been a pretty good year, man.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. I'll give you that one. That is amazing.
So every episode, I ask the listeners a question. I like to get my guests' take as well. Today's question is, what is your most irrational fear?
The most irrational fear. Oh, I don't know. I don't like irrational. Is that classed as irrational? I tell you what I don't like. It's not a fear, but I don't like it, so I might give you this one. The touchscreen ordering systems in McDonald's and Burger King, I don't like them. I feel horrible. It makes you all agitated using those. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I don't like them. I don't like them.
Is it like the technology, or is it like, do you feel like it's just not sanitary? Like, what about it?
Well, I don't like the sanitary part of it. It's like, dirty. But it's like, it's too big. Like a big in front of your face. You're trying to, am I doing it right? Have I ordered it right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather do it on my phone. It's a lot of pressure. It's like ATMs. I don't like ATMs. Don't know why.
Huh.
Aren't you? Wrong way now.
I do get that to a point. I understand like the order menu thing. Like, frankly, I'd rather just approach a person and just say, hey, here's what I want. Here's some money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bizarre, the big screens. I can't get used to it. It's been like, maybe 6 years they've been around here now, that sort of stuff, and I just don't like it. I don't. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, you know what? I really don't like those either. If I'm well, now that I think about it, I don't know that I've ever really thought about it before, but since you bring it up,
it's on your mind now.
Yeah, I don't like those either.
Next time you see one, you'll be like, yeah, he's right. They are shit.
Yeah, you know what? This thing does suck.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They're shit. Knock it over.
What are you listening to music-wise or podcast-wise these days?
Honestly, because I'm on a podcast, I shouldn't say this. I don't listen to podcasts that much, depending on who's on them. But I'm listening to a lot of Oasis, of course, with this year being an Oasis year, it seems. Oasis, Beatles. It's always Oasis and Beatles. It's always the same. With little bits thrown in there, other people, but I've a few Bob Dylan, a few David Bowie lately. Mostly Beatles and Oasis. I'm not going to lie. Mostly Oasis and Beatles.
Nothing wrong with that. That's
No.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like my two friends, I would say, are the biggest Oasis fans that I know, are also giant metalheads. So it's just one of those things where it's like, really? Like, you guys like Oasis? And they love Oasis, man.
Yeah. You wouldn't have thought that, would you? That's quite a mixture.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, good songwriting is good songwriting, man. I mean, it transcends genres, so it's apparently they're hitting the metalheads too, man.
It's because it's all in at the moment, isn't it? Everyone wants a ticket.
That's true. What do you have on the docket this year for the band? Any more recordings? Any gigs? Anything coming up?
I'm trying to get some more gigs. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm the one who tries to get all the gigs anyway. That's my job. But we're recording some songs now. Okay, we've got 3 that are in the works, so they'll come out. I'm hoping soon. Hoping at some point soon. One of them's nearly done. 2 of them. The other one is just keep going back and forward and doesn't really get the right tone. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So 2 nearly. 1. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Do you play any gigs in any other countries or anything like that, or is it pretty much just in England right now?
Just England. Sadly, I haven't even got a passport, so that's going to be hard. I need to get a passport at some point. I want to play in Hamburg, do the Beatle tour there. Do the same Beatle venues in Hamburg. Why not?
Yeah.
That's probably somewhere to play. If I went into America, I might end up saying something that get me shot. I don't know. It might be a bit vicious.
Well, I mean, I think
I don't want to be shot.
You do just fine in Canada, man. I mean, I don't know, and without getting into specifics, I feel like some of your sentiments are shared by a lot of us. So let's just say it that way.
I'll come to Canada, then.
Yeah,
Canada's fine. I'll come to Canada.
we just had the king here, so
I'll come play there. That's it. See, I can come with him. We're very good friends. Yeah, we like that.
Hey, do you know the king from England, or?
Some people do ask that, don't they? How's the king? How's the king? Okay, I think.
Yeah, he's probably doing okay. You know, he is a king.
Yeah, he's got enough money, so not particularly well, it appears, but yeah. I'm very close to him.
Is there anyone you want to take this opportunity to give a shout out to?
I'm going to shout out a place. I'm going to shout out a place now. 2 places. One, Glastonbury Festival. If anybody's listening from Glastonbury Festival, please let us play a pyramid stage. We don't deserve it, but why not? And anyone from a cabin club. We want to play a gig there. Loads of gigs there. Come on. Just give it to us, please. There you go. That's my shout out. There's
Perfect.
too many actual people, so.
Yeah, I know. It's always
venues. Come on.
Yeah, help a brother out. Come on. Yeah, it is one of those things where, like, anytime I ask that to a guest, not every time, but more often than not, like, next time I talk to them, they'll say, "Oh, and I forgot so and so and so and so." So, maybe shouting out 2 places is more effective than some people and then forgetting some others.
It might get some gigs in. It probably won't. I hardly doubt anyone from a cabin club or anyone from Glastonbury will be listening to me. They will listen to all your other podcasts, just not mine. No, not him. We know what he's going to be asking for, is what it is. They can swear blind they haven't heard it.
They got you on a list somewhere.
They have. Don't. Just ignore him. Be careful. He's after gigs.
Yeah, but we don't want to talk to him one way or the other because he's friends with the king. So if we say anything bad, he'll have us beheaded or something.
Behead you. That's it. Behead him. That's what we're going to do. So just I'll get the king on you. If you don't do it, I'm going to call the king and say, "Shut this place down." He can run it better anyway. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Cabin Club, you're round one. Oh, amazing. And Glastonbury, great people.
Yeah, just a man looking for some gigs for his band. Come on.
That's it, but not like little ones. I'm shooting for the stars here. Come on.
Well, yeah, it's not,
little public. No,
not a bad way to be, man.
Yeah, you got to do it. Who else is going to do it for you?
Exactly. How can people check out what you're doing online?
We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Blue Sky, whatever the hell that was. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore. It was for a little while. We're on that Threads thing, whatever it is. That do with Instagram. We're on Twitter. It's always Twitter. It will always be Twitter. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. That's basically it. But people can message us and tell us how much they hate our music as well if they want. Or they can say, "Honey, we love your music." Either way, it does not matter.
So
I prefer the nice stuff. You get nasty. I don't give a shit. You can do that as well, and I'll be like, "Hey, you like it? You hate us enough to take your time to write." Good.
Yeah, exactly. Any PR is good PR, I guess. So you're all over the socials. You're on all the streaming platforms. You have a website too, right?
I do. That's on our little link tree thingy on Instagram. So it's like a link tree, and then it's in there. And it's got t-shirts on there. It's got badges on there. It's got CDs on there. If you don't want to buy it through there, you can buy it through me.
Perfect. So plenty of
I'm
ways.
selling it. I'm like, selling it all.
There's plenty of ways to give this man your money. This man who works very, very hard, your hard-earned money, for merchandise, for good music, for the whole nine, man. Yeah, the last thing I do is spin 2 tunes. First up is the new Serpents with Rotten Meat, followed by today's double feature Preacher Artist 16 Scandals with Please Leave. Dude, so much fun. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
It's been great fun. Wonderful. You're the first American person who has done a podcast with us. Great accent. I love your accent. Not American, Canadian.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I never thought I had an accent until I started touring, and then I realized, oh yeah, I sound Canadian for sure.
It's great. It's a great accent. I mean it. Well,
hey, likewise. And to the listeners, thank you so much for your time. Catch you next time.
All the lies that you're pushing, I don't give a damn. How do you sleep with the blood on your hands? You've cheated and you've cheated for all that you've won. You better watch out, 'cause one day your time will come. What kind of man do you claim to be? A mad dictator in the land of the free. All the words that you're saying make no sense. You're putting up walls, taking hate to new lengths. No sympathy, compassion or care. You're the king of mind games, but you never play fair. What kind of man do you claim to be? A mad dictator in the land of the free. Over hate that you're spewing, over lies and deceit, over big tax breaks for the rich and elite. You've schemed and you've cheated for all that you want. Better watch your back, boy, one day your time will come. What kind of man do you claim to be? A mad dictator in the land of the free. All the world was warned, but the signs were ignored. But how can you overlook a criminal record? It got under your skin with propaganda and hate. You ignored the red flags, and now it's too late. What kind of man do you claim to be? A mad dictator in the land of the free.
dropping hints, but you don't have a clue.